We take a few minutes on Sunday morning to suggest news or trends that seem to be predicted by a literal futurist reading of the Bible. We take the Bible as literal unless there's reasons not to. And by futurist, I simply mean that if a prophecy has not yet been fulfilled, we know that it will be fulfilled, and it'll be fulfilled literally, just like every other prophecy in the Bible. We're careful to use recognized, reliable sources for our news because we don't want to be accused of sensationalism. There's plenty of decent prophecy news without having to go out on a limb and make stuff up. We're not saying the things we report fulfill prophecy, only that they're things you'd expect in light of unfulfilled Bible prophecy. Now, the final book of the Bible, the Revelation, presents what the world will look like in the end times, especially during the 7-year Great Tribulation. The world will be under the rule of one government, one economic system, and one leader. I ran across a 2017 scholarly article in a journal, the North American Business Press, written by a person from Georgia Southern University, and this person wrote, "Until our generation, it has been impossible for any one person or government to completely control the world's economic system. The changes that have taken place over the past 50 to 60 years, economically and politically, have paved the way for a unified government and unified economic system. The foundation has been laid for biblical prophecy to be fulfilled. The changes have been gradual and in the eyes of the world have been part of a normal course of business. Globalization has become commonplace. Changes in technology excite the average consumer by creating conveniences never before imagined. The integration of global culture, politics, and economies are embraced worldwide. The prophecies of Daniel and Revelation are being fulfilled before our eyes." Call it globalization or one world government or the new world order. COVID-19 has accelerated its progress, and it's made globalization desirable and possible in a way that we never thought would happen. Here's some excerpts from a Forbes article titled "COVID and the New World Order." The COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in unprecedented changes to our lives and the economy. The enforced switch to virtual work, changes to our travel and consumption patterns, bans on social gatherings have generated a seismic shift towards virtual activity. Anything that can be done virtually is now done so. The lockdown has us thinking about what the future will bring. Now is the time to be radical in our thinking about how to innovate society for the betterment of our citizens and use the new technologies we have at our disposal to achieve this. New technologies include artificial intelligence, machine learning, digital assets, and surveillance technology. It is a once-in-a-generation call to create new global collaboration. COVID-19 has also allowed governments to implement unprecedented levels of privacy infringement with their use of technology, facial recognition, cameras, scanning and tracking tech, with little opposition or public resistance. Most people globally are now conducting more transactions online, where their location and habits are observable to authorities for surveillance. Climate change and social justice are no longer fringe issues. They've been brought squarely to the forefront of our attention. We cannot ignore the gross injustice and unfairness created by economies and financial markets focused on and driven purely by economic growth and profit incentives. Instead of putting efficiency first, policies must ensure society's resilience, the full range of threats, including pandemic diseases, climate volatility, and economic and financial stress. If humanity is to do more than merely survive, if it is to thrive in the future, we need to aspire to greater outcomes, to collaborate as one human race on one planet in pursuit of a better future for all. And so, for years people have accused Christians of having conspiracy theories, of making up all kinds of stuff. There really is a conspiracy right now by world leaders, and they're letting it be known that we're going to seize this opportunity when people are afraid and they're in their homes and we have literally taken away most personal liberties, to change the world as we know it, to have a global world, a global economy, and you dumb down people like the United States so that we all have some kind of a socialist equality. And so that's what's happening. It's not my prediction. It's not something you have to see behind the scenes. They're talking about it. They're doing it. They're headed towards a one world government. What's exciting is that John said that's what would happen 2,000 years ago when it was impossible, and as the writer of that scholarly article suggested, even 50 years ago, none of this could have happened, but it can happen today. You've undoubtedly heard the phrase, the new normal. Those who are advocating globalization now call it the next normal. And so keep a weather eye out for that, as Jack Sparrow would say. We believe the resurrection and rapture of the church is imminent. It could happen any moment. Nothing needs to happen before it happens, and it will definitely happen before the great tribulation described in the Bible. Jesus returns in the clouds. He raises the dead in Christ. Then he transforms all living believers in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, and we're all caught up with him to be in heaven. At some point after that, the Antichrist is revealed and the tribulation unfolds on the earth. Are you ready for the rapture? If not, get ready and stay ready and keep looking up, because ready or not, Jesus is coming.